Alright, this last week in gaming, we finally got a taste of the Resident Evil demo. But before I talk about my experience with Resident Evil Village, let's talk a little bit about gaming news. Starting off, it looks like EA will not be responsible for the Knights of the Old Republic remake. No, that honor is being rumored to go to the game studio Aspyr. Aspyr has been the team behind many of the recent ports of Star Wars games, such as, the Republic Commando game that just came out on the PS4 and Switch, which is actually something I have been meaning to pick up and, play for stream. But anyway, these rumors have been swirling for quite a while now about who would be bringing KOTOR back and making it canon for the Star Wars universe. It was rumored last year that a remake would be underway, taking elements from the first and second game and kind of making them canon for the actual Star Wars universe. During an interview recently, Jason Schreier, a games journalist from Bloomberg, broke this story, stating that it's basically public knowledge now that KOTOR's remake is under development with Aspyr. He later then doubled down on this rumor, stating on Twitter that there would be absolutely no devs from BioWare or EA in general working on this. Knights of the Old Republic to this day gets high praise from most gamers who are, big Star Wars fans. Will Aspyr be able to, go up to the task of remaking this franchise? Only time will tell, and hopefully there will be an official announcement of this game soon. Also this week we got a good look at where we are with VR in gaming with Oculus's gaming showcase. And just like they stated during the showcase, things have started to get truly impressive in the world of VR. While some trailers didn't show off too much, there was definitely a lot of trailers that showed off just how impressive these games are nowadays. And honestly made me kind of jealous for anyone who has a VR setup. I mean, when I think back, one of the first, VR experiences that really, blew my mind was the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners game. Its sense of movement and player choice just, made me excited for the future of VR. And of course, at this Oculus showcase, we did get a look at its, upcoming expansion, Aftershocks. Aftershocks just seems to be a continuation of what has already worked for this game, and you can really see that a lot of devs have, kind of started to learn from what, has worked with these major experiences that have, really sold well, because you're really getting a good sense of movement and scale out of a lot of these newer titles. To focus on one in particular, while I may not have been, excited for Resident Evil 4's VR remake during the Resident Evil showcase, I can't deny just how cool it looks after seeing it in motion. Remaking all the items and crafting to be like these physical things in the world and having to move them around in the menu screens yourself, it's really a nice touch in general. But for me, it always comes down to the motion. If you're able to move freely in the world, that really excites me whenever I see a VR game. And they seem to have done that well here. Even remastering kind of the animation of the people so that they are like hitting you in the right spots and stuff like that. There's no longer, because I mean, what Resident Evil 4 was known for was its third-person camera and its hard locking of the first-person shooting. So it's cool how they've reimagined this for working with VR, but it also, at the end of the day, I feel like it kind of makes sense to work this way. And even on top of all that, it seems to be adding a little bit more suspense, a little bit more horror now, because you're having to physically check your ammo, you're having to physically go through the items and make sure everything is there proper. It's no longer just an item thing on your screen. You're physically looking for it now, and that I think will lead to more suspense, more horror in this game. This really does feel like it will be a must-have for Resident Evil fans and VR owners. And speaking of Resident Evil, like I mentioned at the top of Christian's Corner, I got a chance to play the PS4 demo of Resident Evil Village. And just a little spoiler warning here, I will mention a couple things from the story that they've showed off so far. Nothing that you haven't really seen from trailers, but I just wanted to, in case you're not interested in hearing anything, skip ahead a little bit. But us playing as Ethan really get thrown into the village, and we end up finding a young daughter and her father kind of hiding in a shack after getting attacked by some Lycans, and we end up helping them to get to a house that was mentioned in the trailer. Once there, we really get a sense of how much these people have been attacked when we meet the rest of the remaining human population, which is very slim. And of course, nothing goes right, hijinks ensues, and everyone starts dying. And you attempt to save the daughter that you met before, but even that doesn't work out in the end. For me, this is when my time ran out. I did go ahead and watch some other people play it just to see if how much further people got. It doesn't seem like there really wasn't that much left of the trailer after I finished. So, I mean, you could check out my playthrough right now on Twitch if you'd like to. The replay is still up right now. But yeah, the demo was only 30 minutes, so you only got really a 30-minute test of the game. But in those 30 minutes, I could see what, early rumors about the game really meant when they said it looks like it took a lot of inspiration from Resident Evil 4. Because, like if I had to describe how the new crafting and, kind of like how some of the animations and, like how health pops up on the screen and stuff like that, it all really gave me this kind of nostalgic feel for Resident Evil 4. It really reminds me a lot of how Resident Evil 4 was presented to us originally. But I mean, of course, the new game is incredibly well polished. The new engine is beautiful, even on PS4. So, going from 7 to 8, even that day I streamed, and finished Resident Evil 7, and then I started playing the Resident Evil 8 demo. There's only like a couple things here and there that really seemed to be changed, like the motion and stuff like that. Like I felt like I was moving a little bit faster. There's some quick buttons to get to, knife now instead of like having to, either choosing an inventory or having to use the D-pad. Ultimately, these are just little benefits that come after playing 7. You really, I can appreciate these. Though I will say, I did spend most of my time in the demo struggling to figure out which direction to go. That's probably why I lost so much time, because I still had no idea where the fuck I was going. I'm terrible. But all in all, I'm super excited for this to come out. If I can this Saturday, the 24th, I'll be playing the second PS4 demo for the castle. So make sure to join me live on Twitch and follow @AmazingNerdLive on Twitter for all our streaming updates.
Hey, this is Christian.
Hey, this is Damon.
And this is the Amazing Nerd Show.
Catch new podcast episodes every Friday and live streams every weekend.